Now, I'm not claiming to be a high art critic or above mass media films and TV. I've watched and will continue to watch my fair share of feel-good romps, mindless CGI action movies, and fairly shallow TV shows. Having said that, observing the reaction of what one might call normies during and at the conclusion of Nosferatu recently was an interesting exercise. I'm going to regale you with this experience for a while if you'll indulge me, as it does have a point about this film, its wider mythology, and an ontology which has been swept away, or at least buried under deep layers of other things. And it is one which mirrors the film's central thesis. Some of my fellow cinema-goers simply did not understand this movie. This was evident when Nicholas Holt's estate agent character asks for the name of the Transylvanian count he is to visit. Cue a brief pause and one of the audience saying, "Dracula." Close but no cigar, as the next line is delivered, "Orlok." To those who showed up with their nachos and popcorn, this film exists on a paradigm not of their own. It is from an earlier generation and holds themes, discourse and attitudes that they can't comprehend. It actually sparked laughter and even ridicule for some audience members at times. Lured in, no doubt, by brief glimpses of this being a vampire flick, I expect they might have expected something like Van Helsing, a tricorn-hatted vampire hunter fighting CGI monsters with an array of righteously infused weaponry. It is similar to the online reaction I've seen to The Northman, director and writer Robert Eggers' previous film. Fans of leather armour and Ragnar Lothbrok's soap opera-like antics in the TV show Vikings did not take to that either. It simply wasn't made for them. And yet, anyone interested in real Vikings and Norse mythology and ritual would have found more authenticity in The Northman than in any number of episodes of Vikings. In keeping with The Northman, Robert Eggers' mind-blowing rendition of 1922's Nosferatu has a dark oath at its centre, and, in particular, the consequences of breaking such oaths. It is a message that might be lost on modern audiences who are used to broken promises at every turn, but at several points in our history, to be an oath-breaker was a very serious business, particularly in Norse society. And oaths made from a position of weakness are not weaker either. If anything, they are stronger, as the power dynamics that caused them to be struck remain. I don't intend to spoil this film, if it's possible to even do so with something that was originally a rip-off of Dracula and was itself committed to the silver screen over 100 years ago, but I will address what I see as the central themes, and that might allude to the fates of certain characters. Incidentally, I'm using footage from that original film throughout here to avoid copyright issues, ironically something F.W. Murnau failed to do in 1922. What Eggers' film does very well is highlight the attitudes of Germany in the 1830s, pushing forward with scientific and technological progress and having no time for ancient beliefs and superstitions. But, as is made abundantly clear, failure to believe in evil does not make evil disappear. And ignoring fate, another potent force in European pagan beliefs, is not an option either. I saw the execution of this film as presenting Christianity as a kind of religion aggregator. It dulls the populace to the power and danger of older belief systems before it is itself swept away by science. But, again, ignorance of what was before does not make it go away. And Christianity, often invoked to conquer the undead, holds no sway against an older, elemental dread. Nosferatu may have started out as a rip-off of Dracula, but it is an inversion. No holy water, crucifixes and wooden stakes were able to vanquish Count Orlok. A key line from Willem Dafoe's character, who could be seen as a type of Van Helsing figure, was that Lily Rose Depp's character would have been so much more if it were not for the conjoined and constraining framework of modernity and Christian morality. She is capable of premonition, entering altered states and communing with the spirit world of demons and other supernatural entities. He tells her, apologetically, "In heathen times you could have been a priestess of Isis." But this modern world has no place for her gifts, and no meaningful solution to her problems either. It is instructive that Defoe's character employs the occultist grimoire, the Key of Solomon the King, in his armoury to try to defeat Nosferatu, rather than biblical means. The book is a mysterious text attributed to the legendary King Solomon, but widely believed to have been written during the Renaissance, long after Solomon's time. A time of enlightenment for sure, but also of the dark arts of the occult and of alchemy. The book offers a comprehensive guide to the practice of ceremonial magic and unfolds as a manual for invoking spiritual forces and harnessing their power. Within its pages, readers find intricate instructions for crafting magical tools, from wands and swords to talismans adorned with cryptic symbols. These tools, consecrated through elaborate rituals, are said to channel celestial energies and protect the practitioner from harm. Central to the work is the art of creating sacred spaces. The magician is instructed to draw protective circles, purify themselves through fasting and prayer, and carefully choose the timing of rituals based on astrological alignments. The Key of Solomon has exerted influence on later magical traditions, from the elaborate rites of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn to modern Wiccan practices. It has echoed down the ages. But it is more than just a manual of magic. The Key of Solomon is a bridge to an enchanted world where the boundaries between the mundane and the mystical blur. This is the occult in its truest form, secret knowledge, in this case lost knowledge. And this is what brings us full circle to a lack of understanding on both sides of my cinema screen. You can't understand the messages if you don't speak the language. But thankfully filmmakers like Robert Eggers are reacquainting us with our old ways. It's a shame that some people just don't want to see it. But if paganism, folklore and mythology are of interest to you, then Nosferatu is something you definitely should see. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.